Good evening, mais um people topic and fellow Toastmasters. This evening I'm gonna tell a story about myself. And the title of my speech is Coming to Canada. I arrived in Canada in June 2001. And the main purpose that I came to Canada was to stay 1 year, learn the language, and go back home. But guess what? I'm still here. This is how my story began. In March 2001, I got laid off in Brazil, the company that I was working for. And at that time, I was already thinking I need to expand and improve my language skills. And when I found out that I got laid off, I said that's a good opportunity to explore and maybe spend some time in a foreign country, because the fastest way and easier way to learn language, another language, is to spend a period of time in a country. So I chose Canada. And then now you guys might be thinking, why Canada? Maybe US, England, or Canada. Canada because my family have some friends in Canada. And that encouraged me even more to come to Canada. But I didn't have any contact with them. So I started getting in touch with them to see if I could at least have a reference where to go, where to start. Now I'm sure that after I left Brazil in June to come to Canada. So I landed in Toronto, but I didn't stay in Toronto. I spent my first 6 months in London, Ontario. So why she went to London, Ontario? Because one of the people that we knew, it is from London, and her name is Maggie. And she knew how to speak Portuguese a little bit. She spent 1 year in Brazil years ago, and she went as an exchange student, and she learned the language. So I said, oh, nice. So I can at least feel more comfortable. When I got in Canada, she went to pick me up in the airport in Toronto, and we drove to London. And her husband didn't know how to speak Portuguese at all, and I spoke a little bit in Portuguese. And then she said, "Enjoy while we're driving, because Portuguese is gonna end in London." And then I said, "Okay," but even though I was okay, you're thinking, oh, she stayed with her. No. She sent me to stay with her sister Barbara and her son Joshua. At that time, Joshua was around 7 years old, and they didn't know anything about Portuguese. They didn't know a word in Portuguese. I said, wow, what am I gonna do now? And Maggie, she lived very far from where we were. So I couldn't be in touch with her. So I couldn't understand anything. Like, if they spoke slowly, I would be able to understand something and maybe manage and try to discover words and sentences. But no, Canadian doesn't speak slowly at all. No. And then at the end, I was saying yes for stuff that I didn't want to say yes, and no for stuff that I didn't want to say. I didn't want to say no, and I only found out later that, oh my God, why I said yes for that. It's not after I started understanding more about the language. It was tough. It was tough. And also, my sister came to Canada to the same purpose, and she stayed only 7 months. So she met other people while she was here. And some of the people that I went to visit in London, actually, they're Lebanese. My family is Lebanese, so a lot of Lebanese immigrated in the 1930s to Canada and Brazil. And they it happened that they were from the same village as my parents were. So I went to visit them, and they took me to this Catholic school in the neighborhood, maybe so I could feel more comfortable speaking to the kids. But at that time, there was a course, a summer course starting in July for a month and a half. I said, great, so I'm going to take this course. So I registered myself and I started the course. And it was great. There was a lot of Spanish in my class. People were great, teachers were great. So one step ahead. Course finished, mid-August. And then I said, what now? So I started going to the library and studying by myself. At the end of August, I knew everybody at the library. Everybody knew me. And Maggie comes to me and then she says, Soraia, why don't you go check it out at Fanshawe College? It's a college in London. And I said, oh, why? It's a very good college. I think you're going to improve very well. So I went to check it out. It was really good. And there was a course, an intensive course that was starting in September for 1 month. And it was $940. Whoa, it was very expensive. But that's not for me. I don't want that. It's too much money. I'm not going to have money to do anything else after. So she said, no, I think you came for this purpose, so you should go. So I said, okay, you're right. You know, maybe you're right. So I did it. Great. Loved friends, lots of friends, a lot of people that I met, and I'm still in touch with a lot of friends from that course. And end of September, I didn't miss any. One thing that I have to say, I didn't miss 1 minute of those classes. At the end of the course, they gave me a certificate of excellence and attendance. And I got a pen from the school, Fanshawe College, as a gift. Yes, because it was like every cent, penny was there. So that course finished, and I said, what now? I don't want to go back. I'm not ready to go back to Brazil yet. I want more of Canada. So I started thinking, I'm improved a lot my English. I can understand now. I can answer right, yes or no. So I think it's time for me to explore Canada. And that was the moment that I started planning my trip to go around Canada. So, but my trip around Canada, it's gonna be maybe my next speech. My story coming to Canada, my experience finished it here. And thank you for your attention. I hope